Hello fellow farmers, and welcome to today's video. Today I'm going to upgrade the chicken tractor, what you see here behind me. I'm also going to winterize it and lighten it at the same time. But first I guess I should probably give you a tour of the current setup, which is not the first version that I have. This is version, I don't even know what, 0.0. Actually the first version sitting over in the other corner of my backyard over there. That's probably what I use for permanent winter coop for them, as I'll winterize that and then they'll be a lot warmer, I guess you would say. So anyways, let me first give you a tour of this and show you what I'm going to be making changes to, lightening it up, winterizing it, and upgrading it. So here we go. Okay, so obviously here are the doors. Here's my security, the top part. Well, just so they don't, roost on the edge over here and bust it open. Also keeps predators out for the most part. But nice barn doors, no pun intended. See, the nesting boxes are actually being used when my girl is coming for a visit. There's the nesting boxes. There are some roosts. They knocked 2 of them down. I had more. There's their water, which I can actually fill from the outside. Here's their quote-unquote no-mess feeder, which actually it doesn't make a mess on the outside. All I did was screw in some holes for the corner PVC elbows there and trim the PVC elbows down, and it works. So anyways, that's their little portion. It's their nighttime abode. The tops, and move the pumpkins off. This is going to be a treat for them, or they already got some yesterday. Our neighbors were nice enough to bring it over. But here's the roof. Tilts up, give them extra airflow, extra, sunlight and stuff, obviously. Just the simple wavy roofing panels. And then here's the outdoor section. Here's their patio, where I also use it as a drying rack. It is 8x8. I move it on a very regular basis. And anyways, it's due for upgrade. What I'm going to be doing is I'm taking off this panel plywood. I just need to use it, and I'm going to be applying Coroplast, which is lightweight, waterproof, will not warp, does not need to be painted, and will last a lot longer. And I can use that, so we'll kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Sorry, don't mean to scare you there, girls. I'm not going to kill any birds. That's just saying. Okay, so anyways, there we go. All right, let me go ahead and nip one thing in the bud before it becomes a problem, before I get too many complaints or trolls about it. You might think, oh, how can you keep your chickens cooped up like that? Which the term cooped up actually probably comes from chickens, but that's safe for them. I have a predator problem right now with my quail, and I know I have a hawk in my area. So if they were out completely free range, then they would be predator food, and I don't want that. This is what's safest for them. In fact, the hawk was so noticeable, my neighbor even came over and said, hey, there's a hawk in our backyard looking at your animals. I'm like, I know, that's why it's a good thing I've got them for the most part protected. So this may not be the most free range option, but it's the safest option for them, and it's the one where I can sleep at night. I do move them. I give them fresh ground on a regular basis. They have access to sunlight. They have access to get out of the weather if they want to. I'm going to upgrade that to make it even better, and that's what this video is about. It's going to make it more waterproof, more watertight, more windproof, which is what the chickens really want. So that being said, I'm doing the best that I can, because also, once again, this enterprise is in suburbia, and if my chickens got out, then I know it'd be very easy for them to just go hop on that fence right there, hop another fence, fly away, whatever, go bug my neighbors, go get fence, and they can just run straight to the main road. And I'm doing what I think is safest for them. I know it's not, let's hold hands, sing kumbaya, make everybody happy kind of thing. But it's what I think is safest for them, and at the end of the day, that's what really matters. So back to the build. So one of the great things about Coroplast, well, there's a lot of great things about it. It's the stuff that's used in election sign materials, campaign sign materials. So at the end of election season, you can always ask people for them for free, so they don't have to throw them away. Just offer to go pick them up. I tried that. No one responded. So that is kind of sad, I guess. I guess people really wanted their signs this year. I don't know. I think both the candidates were less valuable than chicken poop. Let's just put it that way. So anyways, a great thing is, as you saw, the only tool that I needed was, one of these box cutters, utility blades, whatever, which this one's not even that sharp, and it cuts through it like butter, baby. And it's just awesome that you can work with this stuff at nighttime and not disturb your neighbors. It's nice. I learned about Coroplast and the wonders and beauties of Coroplast by watching Paul Elkin's videos. He first used it, first time I was exposed to it, he was using it to build shelters for the homeless. I would love to do that also. I've thought about some ideas and ways to make micro shelters, but the way I figure that is, if it's good enough for people, it's good enough for my chickens. So once again, we're not building a, that has to be of the perfect specs. My line wasn't perfectly straight when I cut it, but hey, it's just chickens, okay? They'll be happy. But the trick is, what I'm about to do is to get the old board off and put the new board in without the chickens, too many of the chickens getting out. I know some of them will get out, but let's just try to minimize that. All right, here we go. Oh, really quick, I need to add the type of screws I'm using is very important. I think they're just roofing screws. I got these for the these plastic roofing panels that you saw, but they also work great on the Coroplast, and then the other repurposed acrylic sheets I use as well. So these are really important. This is like a box of 50. I think it was like $7. But there's cheaper ones at Walmart, I know. And if you do have a local hardware store, shop there and make me jealous. Let me know. All right, so that's really it. Really actually kind of boring, just taking off the old stuff, putting on the new. It will be lighter weight now. It's actually more secure than what the plywood was, as far as secure points with the screws. It will be waterproof now. Now, I know some of you with more severe predator problems, this is not an option for you, because almost any predator can tear right through this stuff. But in my area, those kind of predators aren't really a problem. We do have coyotes. There is the occasional rare sighting. It's usually on the road or near a farmland, what's left. And definitely possums, definitely raccoons. Bears, not so much. Hawks are an issue. Hawks not going to bother with this. Coyotes aren't going to get up there for the most part. A raccoon or possum might, but I doubt they're going to be, know, hey, I can get through that. I think the benefits will outweigh the risks, what there is for me. If you are in more out there areas, this is not a very good option for you. But it will help to make it easier for me to move their tractor every day. I'm going to slowly replace all the panels with this so that it makes it lighter. And then my plan is to eventually, actually very soon, add these panels along the bottom on 3 sides to fully winterize them, just as a temporary thing. And then their more permanent winter residence will be in my first version of a coop, which was way too big. It was just way too big. I mean, Joel Salatin said these aren't his exact words, but it's pretty much the idea I'm paraphrasing here, is that, there's big Taj Mahals of chicken coops and moving chicken coops. But what's gonna work is what you're gonna move every day, or what you're gonna move every 2 days. And and this is what works. And I move them and they till up my backyard, and they've actually left some super bare spots, but then I come right behind them and I cover it with pasture grass seed, and you should see how lush those parts of my backyard are. I mean, it's I feel like I'm in suburbia. Wait, I am in suburbia. But anyway, it's really cool. So I hope you found that informative and educational. This may not increase the profits. Well, actually it might, because I mean, you can now, because basically a sheet of coroplast is the same cost as a sheet of plywood, but the difference is if you don't have power tools to cut plywood, then this would be a good option for you. So you can actually save, and then you can reinvest in the power tools. So it's one of the, once again, Joel Salatin thoughts of slow money, reinvesting. You know, people say you can't profit with eggs, but I beg to differ. I have months worth of egg sales that will prove otherwise. Now, not counting labor, because I count this as a hobby. I count this as I enjoy this. This is my way to get outside. I count it as therapy. My way to get outside and unwind from the day. You know, the kids in school were driving me crazy, or just a bunch of meetings or whatever. This is just a great way. Now, there are some days the weather's horrible, my fingers are freezing cold, but it's worth it. Once again, the benefits outweigh the, not risks, but negative aspects. The ups outweigh the downs. My gosh, these chickens are completely scalping the pumpkins. Anyways, I digress once again. So until next time, thank you for stopping by. Be nice to each other.